Welcome back here to Panther Stadium on Friday night football. We have a halftime score of 13-6. Some halftime stats for you for what is Bloomsburg. Brocious at quarterback. He's 9 of 13, 59 yards. He also has 14 carries for 41 yards. He is the leading rusher. And then Catullus having the big night, 6 catches and 55 yards. He also has the rushing touchdown on the reverse for 1 yard. And then for Hughesville, quarterback Wetzel is 6 of 8, 58 yards, and does have the 1 TD pass. Ferrigno running the ball 7 times for 41 yards. And also Stutzman had 4 carries for 30 yards and a touchdown. And we are here now as the second half is about to begin.
Hey, something we didn't really think about in the first half. Hughesville getting that late touchdown real big because they get the opening kickoff here in the second half.
And they get the ball, and they are heading out around. And he's still going.
Oh, boy.
Brought down after crossing midfield. So Hughesville will have the ball in Panther territory at the 47-yard line to start the second half. Our score is 13-6.
Let's see what kind of life and resiliency we got here from the Panthers. Give up a touchdown late after a turnover. Big kickoff return. Let's see what they got here defensively.
Well, Bloomsburg is going to have to come out here, get a quick stop, and end up with good field position if they can do it. But that pass, that's a backwards pass. As Hughesville is able to fall on it, they will lose 3 yards on the play. So great start for that Bloomsburg defense.
This is probably a ridiculous question, but is that a pass? Or that's not a reception, is it?
It'd be considered a carry, I think.
Who recovered that? Do we know?
Not 100% sure. I think Ferrigno was the one.
Shout out Hannah Hilp, knowing what's going on.
Hughesville lines back up again out of the shotgun. Twins to the right. 2 guys in the backfield. Snap goes to Wetzel. He hands it off to Stutzman. Stutzman cuts it upfield. And he has met at the line of scrimmage. Did fall forward to pick up a yard, maybe 2.
I am really struggling to see my stat sheet.
It's dark.
Just want that to be known.
But with that carry, it'll force a 3rd down and 12. And honestly, you think that's a good thing? But we've seen Hughesville in the first half, 4th down and 20, they were able to, or 3rd down 20, able to get a 31-yard touchdown pass. So this is a passing situation, which Hughesville has done a great job tonight, completing 6 of 8. Back is Wetzel. Not much time as Bloomsburg is able to get pressure. He's just going to throw a prayer, and it's going to be picked off. And out around the far side. And down. Interception by, let me see your number.
Number 28. Whedon. Another Bloomsburg basketball guy making plays in this game.
Wow, that's a huge play made as they are able to do exactly what we said they wanted to do and get a quick 3 and out and gain good field position, but they even did better. They get the interception, turnover, and actually are able to return the ball into Hughesville territory. And that's where Bloomsburg will start from the 46-yard line.
Hey, every time Bloom has got a good pass rush, which has been twice, good things have happened. They force a fumble, and then they get a bad throw there for an interception.
Yeah, maybe they need to start sending a couple guys. High snap. Broch is able to keep it. Does what he does. He rolls out using his legs, delivers a beautiful pass. And again.
Is that Travis Kelsey?
No. That is your boy Catullus with another catch for him as he had a big first half with 6 catches, got his 7th of the night.
They just said Mark Catullus. That's his brother who's in 7th grade.
Well, everyone's having an issue with the Catullus family name tonight. But no one would know that, Nate, because we had audio issues in the first half.
True,
so all the times I screwed up his name, never happened.
Just practicing.
Just practicing. Already a timeout, though, taken by Hughesville, I believe. Yep, Hughesville burning their first timeout of the half as Bloomsburg was able to get an interception and a pretty good return in the opening drive there of the half for Hughesville. Now they've got the ball down to the 39-yard line of Hughesville where they are facing a 2nd down and 2.
Hey, we talked about coming out of half, what kind of life Bloom was going to have. There you go.
Well, Hughesville was able to score late in the half to take, a bigger lead, a 7-point lead with a chance of making it 8. But the missed PAT, we said, kind of give a little bit of life to Bloomsburg as they're only down 1 possession.
A 2-possession lead in this game really feels like ball game, right?
Well,
for anyone.
And any kind of mistakes right now could be ball game. And speaking of mistakes, we do have Laundry on the field. Offsides.
So why is it backing up?
Offsides on Bloomsburg. There'll be
Offsides on offense?
your receiver could have lined up.
You hate to see it.
So Bloomsburg now looking at 2nd and 7. The scoreboard can't get things right tonight. Brocious in the pocket, delivers a throw. It'll be enough for a first down as 3 Hughesville players do everything they can to take down.
Honestly, I don't think Travis Kelsey played in the game last night because he's playing currently.
Yeah. Well, it would be Travis Catullus if that's what it was going to be, as he gets his 2nd catch of this drive, 8th of the night. He is having a big game. A guy that wasn't even marked down as a starter for tonight has come in and been a big-time player. QB keeper up the middle. Brocious is running, taken down from behind, but not after getting a good 4 yards on the play. So that'll set up a 2nd down and 6 for Bloomsburg. Again, no huddle from Bloomsburg all night. All the plays have been called from the formation.
Have you seen a no-huddle move this slow, though?
No. Brocious buying
protection.
all the time he can. And he's going to keep it, being chased down and a shoestring tackle. But Brocious able to keep his feet underneath him long enough and get the extra couple yards that he needed and the first down. So Bloomsburg's defense comes out, gets an interception. Offense comes out, and they're moving the ball. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line.
Not a first down, by the way.
Not a first down. I told you, 3rd down. Brocious looking, makes a pass. Beautiful route and caught by number 83 for
Doobie.
Bloomsburg. Doobie, not to be mistaken with the Doobie brothers.
Look at Bloomsburg basketball in this possession right now. Catullus, Doobie, Brocious, making it happen, baby. Shout out Bloomsburg basketball.
Well, there should be no reason for a Bloomsburg loss in the basketball season this year, as clearly all the athletes are on the team. So if they struggle at all this year with 1 loss, fire the coach. Out of the shotgun, in the red zone. Oh, wide open in the end zone. Oh, man. Too open. Nobody near Doobie there, as he just sat in the end zone and waited for the ball. Sometimes that's the toughest catch to make when you know you're wide open all by yourself. Literally went through his hands and off his face mask.
That's unfortunate.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line.
Go right back to it.
Yeah, definitely a breakdown in coverage there for Hughesville and Bloomsburg. That's a big mistake there. High snap kept by Brocious. He's rolling out here to the near side. He cuts it upfield, and he's going to find the end zone. Wyatt Brocious coming out here in the 2nd half, delivering some good throws.
Laundry.
But ultimately is able to find the end zone with his legs. We do have a flag down. It might be after the play. Maybe some excessive celebration there.
They called it on that block that Wyatt got when he cut it back inside. I don't really, maybe it's a blindside block. The touchdown's going to stand, though. On Hughesville. Nice.
Okay, so whatever the call was, it was on Hughesville. It will be declined by Bloomsburg, and they are able to get on the board in their first possession of the half. Last time they scored, first possession of the game, where they had a bad snap, and Brocious tried to pick it up from his holder position but was unable to get in. So that's how they found themselves only 6 points.
So where is that penalty enforced? On the kickoff, I take it?
I think it's declined.
Oh, okay.
So pending this PAT, we could have a tie ball game. Good snap, kick is up, and it is good. Right through the uprights. And that would be number 82, Peg, with the PAT.
Listen to Panther Stadium right now, baby. It's jumping right now.
They've been loud all game. You wouldn't know because our microphones weren't working in the first half, but they've been crazy loud.
Yeah, for anyone that was trying to listen to the first half, it's been electric here.
We've had a good ball game, evenly matched team, two teams that have struggled. I know you probably didn't hear some of our pregame coverage, but both teams trying to find their identity, who they are. Bloomsburg 0-2, Hughesville 1-1. Hughesville winning against Montgomery, which is one that I think everyone predicted them to win. And then Hughesville lost to Loyalsock last week. Not one they were expected to win, and they didn't. So Hughesville's right where most expected. Bloomsburg at 0-2, still trying to find the keys to the first win of the season and kind of solidify their identity of maybe what they are. Right now, they look like a QB scramble and throw team. Let him just make the decision on the run. That seems to be their best success.
Yeah, you know, he's made a couple mistakes tonight trying to force some stuff scrambling, but he's also been making a lot of plays happen with his feet tonight. And you know what's been different about the second half, that drive? When he scrambled, receivers worked downfield late in the possession instead of just giving up on routes and just staying where they're at. They look good right now.
Well, the penalty was actually enforced here on the kickoff as Bloomsburg kicked off from midfield. Not a great kick as the kicker slipped and fell as he kicked it, but it ended up squibbing, taking a nice bounce, and the ball will be down right about, well, they're ever going to place it, about the 20-yard line, I believe. So Hughesville will start with 80 yards in front of them.
Man, so kick worked out.
Yeah, it did work out. No return on the play as the receiver picked it up while on his knees. Hughesville coming up in a tight formation. No wide receivers wide. But also empty backfield. Nope, one in the backfield, I'm sorry. They're going to hand it off. Keeps us able to shrug a couple tackles and pick up 2 or 3 on the play.
Is that for Igno?
Which was, yes, number 5 for Rigno on the carry. $7:17 remaining here in the third quarter. Score is all tied up at 13. Hughesville again in that power formation. Handoff to Ferrigno. He spins off a tackle, but he's not going to get away as he's brought down in the backfield. Big loss on the play of about 3 yards. So there you go, Babin. You talked about the pressure, that when Bloomsburg was able to put pressure on the pass and send some guys, they were able to make some things happen. That time they put 9, 10 in the box and just push forward, able to get in the backfield and get the tackle for a loss. Big play there. As now it is third down and 7. Wetzel's looking, he throws downfield, and he finds the receiver tiptoeing on the sideline just past the first down marker. 1st and 10, Hughesville.
What a throw. Pressure in his face, threw it on a rope to the sideline. He's made some good throws tonight, man. I'm really shocked that they haven't continued to throw the ball more.
And he's made them on third down.
Yeah.
Like, he's made them in crucial situations. Wetzel, that is. We're talking about the QB, 6'2", 165-pound senior. And he's just showing leadership out there. He's very poised when he's throwing the ball.
Who caught that there?
I do not know. Probably Knight.
He's having a good night.
Quick little toss. Able to get out around the corner, knocked out of bounds, but not after getting the first down as Barlett gets another carry. He's got good speed as well. It's a good duo in the backfield there, Barlett and Ferrigno, and Barlett also plays the wide receiver position as well, so he's gotten some carries. He shows the speed there.
A lot of good athletes on this Hughesville offense.
Yeah, and they got good size. We talked about it. I mean, you look at their receivers, they're all like 160 pounds or more, and they're all 6 foot or more. Big targets for Wetzel. Wetzel 6'2" himself, big quarterback. Wetzel makes a quick pass out in the flat. It's caught by Ferrigno. Ferrigno turns upfield, showing speed, and that's it. He's going to go the whole way to 2015, 10-5. Touchdown, Hughesville, as Ferrigno gets a 56-yard touchdown catch from Wetzel. And just like that, it's that big play. You want to eliminate the big plays in a game like this because both defenses doing a decent job of not allowing the nickel dime to go all the way down the field. And all of Hughesville's scores tonight have been on big plays.
That was Aiden Barlett on the touchdown.
Oh, that was Barlett? Well,
Fast.
yeah, he's got speed too.
Couldn't see his number. He was running too fast.
PAT attempt is good. So just like that, after Bloomsburg's able to respond early here in the second half and tie it up, Hughesville comes out and puts a nice drive together. 56-yard pass from Wetzel to Barlett, and he's able to find the end zone as Hughesville now leads 20-13 with 5:57 remaining here in the third. See if we can't get some scores and updates from around the area. So we're updating our scoreboard. Shikellamy has now taken the lead in the third quarter over Central Mountain, 20-17. Jersey Shore 21, Selinsgrove 14 in the fourth quarter. Lewisburg 7, Montoursville nothing in the fourth quarter. Southern Columbia starting to pull away, 29-7 in the third over Loyalsock.
Wow.
Shamokin 34, Mifflinburg 21 at the half, high-scoring game. Danville 41-0 over Central Columbia at halftime. Milton 42-7 in the third quarter over Midwest. And then Mount Carmel is pulling away 35-0 in the third quarter over Warrior Run. Well, we had the kickoff there. Not much going. Bloomsburg.
I feel good if I'm Bloom right now. They've responded pretty well anytime Hughesville's gone and scored.
It's one possession. It's only one possession, so just stay focused. No desperation right now. What you did in the last drive worked nicely, so I wouldn't change anything. Bloomsburg, the last drive, a lot of it just happening off the work of Brocious, Wyatt Brocious, the quarterback. So he was able to make some things happen with running the ball and also had a few completions, most of them to number 11, Catullus on the night. And again, looking to pass. Brocious is back, using his legs to buy time. He's looking. He's just going to throw it out of bounds. No intentional grounding this time. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the from the Bloomsburg 35-yard line. Still in the shotgun formation is Bloomsburg as they will look to the sideline for the call. Brocious gets the snap. He's going to tuck it, and he's going to take off maybe a yard on the play as he is tackled by a handful of Hughesville Spartans.
Not that I should comment on coaching football, but I don't love that on 2nd and long.
And now you're in a lot of trouble. Well, I don't even know if that – I mean, they haven't gone to that direct run in a few plays. Maybe they're trying to catch him off guard. A lot of the stuff here in the second half has been out around the edge. So maybe they thought they could catch him off guard. Did not happen. 3rd down and 9. A lot of pressure. Brocious throws, takes a hit. Incomplete. Brocious very slow to get up. He took a big hit there as he tried to deliver a pass. But it falls out of the receiver's hands. And that'll bring up 4th down and 9. And I would imagine the punting team will be out.
So here we go. Bloom's defense is going to have to step up here again. You give up a touchdown, long touchdown. Now the defense has got to hold up after a big 3 and out here for Hughesville.
Well, and what I'm worried about if I'm Bloomsburg is all the guys they got going both ways, young guys at that. Pressure situation and fatigue, not a good mix, but nice punt as it'll be down at the 36-yard line. And that is where Hughesville will take over with 5 minutes and 3 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Score is 20-13. Hughesville leading Bloomsburg. At this point, they're going to have to try and shuffle some guys to give some of these guys breathers, Nate, because I think for Bloomsburg, the later this goes, if it's close or they're trailing, it's going to be very difficult for them.
Here's my thought
to
with that.
find it in the gut.
These guys all banged up. How deep are they right now?
Not very deep, as they have 2 big starters out tonight, young guys filling in, including a freshman running back. Handoff up the middle. He's able to pick up 2 or 3.
That's Stoltzman.
Yes, I believe so. Very slow-paced game. This has been all night long. Each team taking their time. Extremely focused on execution tonight. Shotgun for Wetzel. Ooh. Toss was behind him. And Stutzman's going to take a massive loss there as he is tackled for a loss by number 48 for Bloomsburg. That would be Cole Davis, the senior, 5'7", 170 pounds. Does a great job getting in the backfield, disrupting things, and the sure tackle. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 15 for Hughesville, which is not a big deal because they have converted on 3rd and long many times tonight. This is where Bloomsburg's defense has really shown some weakness, is getting Hughesville off the field on 3rd down.
Get some good pressure.
Lots of pressure. He's going to throw down the middle, and it is broken up. Broken up by Dom Rosini, another basketball player at Bloomsburg. Again, no reason for this Bloomsburg basketball team to lose a game this year. You can only have 5 guys on the floor at a time in a basketball game compared to 11 in football. And we've mentioned at least 5 Bloomsburg basketball players tonight making big plays. I just can't see how their team doesn't go undefeated and win a state title.
If they don't,
fire the coach.
it's the coach's fault.
And
Who is Bloomsburg basketball's coach?
Nobody cares. Weak punt, not high, not long, and a mediocre bounce. So Bloomsburg will get the ball at the Hughesville 45-yard line. Great field position as they still trail by 1 touchdown, 7 points, and 3:26 remaining in the third quarter. We got a lot of football ahead of us. This game could come down to a turnover / defensive score.
No
The
special.
way it's going right now, maybe special teams.
I'd love to see a little free football.
You did week 1 when we were at Shamokin for Lewisburg.
What a game.
I ever tell you I'm not a fan of the no huddle? I don't know why.
I just have never seen a no huddle. Like, just huddle up if you're going to check the play in.
Brocious buying time, unable to hit receiver downfield on the sideline. So incomplete pass on 1st down. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10. I'm not seeing a lot of hands on hips. That's a good sign for Bloomsburg.
I mean, with the pace of the game, that's definitely helping with guys being worn down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we're 10 seconds on the play clock here. Using up every second. High snap. Pass downfield. Good coverage. Stride for stride was number 10 for Hughesville. That is Connor Anstat. He's a freshman, 6'1", 170 pound, and he was a blanket there on that coverage. So 2 incomplete passes puts us at 3rd and 10 for Bloomsburg. Little reverse, turns it upfield. It's number 28 for Bloomsburg. Crew Whedon, sophomore.
You know what sport he plays in the winter?
Wrestling.
Yep.
Well, he was able to pick up 4 on the play, but not near enough as he's going to be short. And the punt team comes out here on 4th down for the Panthers.
Do we see a fake here?
I don't know, man. Your defense is playing pretty well. 1 possession game. I don't like desperation. Good snap. Good kick. Not much height, but definitely got distance. Making men miss, though, is Barlett. He's making a bunch of guys miss. He's reversing field. He's got 1 guy to get by. He does. Although we do have a deep pursuit. Is he going to get the block that he needs? He does. And into the end zone is Barlett for Hughesville. We just said, could this game come down to a special teams or a defensive score? Well, Hughesville answers on a punt return of about 70 yards for Barlett. And he did a lot there. He originally was running here to the near side, made some guys miss, broke a couple arm tackles. Then he finally reversed field and was able to put on the afterburners as he goes down the sideline. A little bit of patience there, too, letting that block set up because he only had 1 more guy.
I don't know if this is the correct thing to debate on a broadcast, but they definitely missed a block in the back in the middle of the field there.
Welcome to high school.
Blocked.
Blocked PAT, though. Some woes tonight on the PATs for both teams. So right now it's going to stand 26-13 after the blocked PAT.
You know, I like the Bloom was trying to air it out there, that possession, but maybe go back to a little bit of those short routes. Take what they're giving you, take the first downs, move the ball, and then once they step up a little bit, maybe then you get one over the top.
And they also, I don't know if you noticed that Brocious was throwing from the pocket each time.
Yep.
I like him when he rolls out and he's that threat of a run, and he throws a nice ball on the run too. So he's plenty capable of an athlete to make those type of plays. We've seen it many times in the first half. But that last possession, they were looking for the big play, unable to do it. And then they had to punt. And Hughesville showing some strength in the special teams as they're able to get the touchdown. So 2:07 remaining in the third, scores 26-13, and Hughesville is kicking off. Good kick, good height. It's going to take a bounce or two, and it's going to be picked up. Not much there. Oh, he's able to sneak out of a crowd. End up taking what would have been minimal return. Is able to get decent field position. Looks like Bloomsburg is going to start with the ball about the 25, 26-yard line.
You know, we talked about the freshman running back getting the start this week. He's got 2 carries. It's been all Wyatt.
Yeah.
QB runs, and then if not, they're throwing it.
Well, and they've also run with the star of the night for Bloomsburg, number 11, Catulus. He had a touchdown run on an end around. So they've even gotten the receivers involved in the run game.
How much do you think all the injuries, especially to skills players, limits the playbook going into this week?
I would think somewhat. They probably have a package put together for the freshmen just to make it a little easier. As Brocious makes a pass, it's caught, but was he able to stay in bounds? No. Unable to drag his toes there was number 83 for Bloomsburg.
Gabe Doobie.
Yep. So again, Bloomsburg has been going deep on the far sideline quite often here in the second half. The last 3 attempts have been unsuccessful. Four wide receivers. Still trying to throw out of the pocket as Broch. Now he's going to run out to escape pressure, and he's not going to get away. He does fumble the ball, but they're going to mark him down before the ball came loose. That's a big loss of about 8 yards, 9 yards on the play. Now Bloomsburg is going to have to, well, let's see what's going on here. So it is third down. Third down. 19. What do you got in the playbook, Nate?
I don't know. Something on Madden probably would work.
Hughesville doing a good job in containing Brocious, keeping him in the pocket. As he's trying to roll out again, they're just shadowing him. And again, they're able to get to him. Oh, he fumbled. Bloomsburg does jump the ball. We have a flag, which could be a face mask. That would be huge. Would not be an automatic first down, but would be 15 yards from the spot of the foul.
I think I got something in the playbook for 3rd and 5 compared to 3rd and 15 or 19.
Let's see the call first as the officials huddle up. Nope, penalty on. We got 2 penalties, one on Bloomsburg, which I think was a chop block, and the other one was a face mask on Hughesville. The penalties will negate each other, but it will still be third down, I believe. Third down and 19 for Bloomsburg. Two safeties in for Hughesville. They're not giving up the big play, and they're deep. They're 13, 14 yards off the line of scrimmage. Throw underneath and not caught as Rosini stretched out for the ball, but he took a big hit, unable to come down with it. Wouldn't have mattered anyways. Would have been back to about the original line of scrimmage.
You know, you talked a lot about in this game the young guys playing both ways. Not real deep right now. Do you think for Bloomsburg, we're hitting that point in the game where fatigue is starting to set in?
At some point, it has to. And we are still in the third quarter. I was hoping it might be a little later we saw that, but you could be right here. Either way, punt team is out. Snap was good. Low line drive of a punt. Takes a real friendly bounce. Not a horrible result, as Hughesville will start with the ball on their own 45-yard line. Well, their defense has been pretty solid. I mean, Hughesville's only score, or their last score, came off of special teams. So Bloomsburg's defense has been getting the job done here in the second half, forcing some 3-and-outs. So it's not panic mode yet. You still got a whole quarter to play as there's 35 seconds remaining here in the third. You're only down 13 points. You've only scored 13 through 3 quarters, but it's not time to panic yet. And we're going to have a timeout on the field, slowing down a turtle. It has been a very slow pace game tonight. Nobody trying to catch anybody off guard, Nate.
No, not at all.
So we recap as it is 20 or 35 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Bloomsburg is trailing at home 26-13 to Hughesville.
Ryan, obviously I wasn't with you last week because I was on vacation, but week 1 we were in the hottest press box I could imagine in America. So shout out Bloomsburg. They set us up in a nice press box with some AC.
Well, we had a spot in the booth at Milton last week, me and Rich, but we decided we're going to go on top of the booth because it's a better advantage viewpoint.
I'm cool with that when the temp's not 100 degrees.
No, it was not. Wasn't near as hot. Well, a handoff there for Hughesville. As I believe he's able to pick up 3 on the play is for Rigno. It's a good first down play, getting some positive yardage. It'll bring up a 2nd and a long 6 for Hughesville. And Bloomsburg's defense has been getting in the backfield. It's one thing we've seen here in the second half. They've been pressuring the pass, and they've also made a couple tackles for a loss in the backfield. So definitely the bright side for Bloomsburg in this second half and the third quarter as it comes to an end has been their defense. So as the third quarter comes to an end, we are still 26-13, Hughesville leading Bloomsburg. Some updates on scores in the area. Shikellamy extending their second half lead 26-17 over Central Mountain. They're in the fourth. Jersey Shore and Selinsgrove still at 21-14 in the fourth quarter. Montoursville has tied it up against Lewisburg 7-7 in the fourth quarter. Southern Columbia 29-7, good lead for them at Loyalsock. That is in the fourth quarter. Halftime, Shamokin 34, Mifflinburg 21. Danville 55-0 over Central Columbia in the fourth quarter. Milton 50-7. Milton offense is rolling tonight as they are at Midwest. Warrior Run 0, Mount Carmel 35, and that is in the fourth quarter. So games to really keep an eye on here would be the Montoursville-Lewisburg game, which is tied up 7-7, and also that Selinsgrove Jersey Shore game, battle of 2 of the better teams in the area. I believe they're both ranked in the top 16. And that one is Jersey Shore leading 21-14 in the fourth. So after the play, I believe a loss on the play, right?
Yeah.
So Bloomsburg defense coming up with another play in the backfield, pushing the ball back. So it'll be 3rd down and 9 for Hughesville. There's a big defensive stance right here needed for the Bloomsburg defense. Late guy to the field here is Barlett as he subs in. It's a handoff to Ferrigno. No, I'm sorry. That's the 30, which I believe is Stutzman. Not much going there for him as he tried to get out around the edge. So it's going to bring up a 4th and long for Hughesville, and Bloomsburg's defense does the job.
And Hughesville's punting has been a little shaky tonight.
Both teams. Definitely lower punts tonight. I don't know how that's going to work. They just hiked the ball with a lineman running in from the sideline, and we have a flag that should be against Hughesville, I would think. Not enough guys in the field, and then you hike it. I mean, I guess the guy's just in motion.
I thought a fake was coming.
Oh, man. Definitely something wrong there. Is late substitution doesn't even get there near in time, and it was a lineman of all things.
I feel like if football was played in the Twilight Zone,
this would be it.
Game.
This would definitely be it between the spike to end the first half on 4th down, and now the late motion of a lineman for Hughesville. Honestly, the game's actually been pretty. It hasn't been super sloppy. There's been a couple turnovers and stuff, but for the most part, it's been a pretty well-executed game.
You know what, though? Shout out to that lineman. He did that with such grace. He didn't miss a beat.
Nope. He just ran in and turned upfield. So, again, we'll try punting. Maybe count the helmets. Yep, there's 11. That pushes him back 5 yards. Good snap. Low punt again, but it's going to take a decent bounce. Then it'll be down to about the 30-yard line where Bloomsburg will start their drive. And are we at a point where they got to score here?
Yes.
With, in the fourth quarter, just over 10 minutes remaining.
I mean, I agree. We talked about a 2-possession lead being ball game, but they've gotten some quick stops tonight,
especially in the second half. Yep,
so,
they've been able to manage the clock by getting Hughesville off the field. But same can be said for Hughesville's defense. Bloomsburg's offense here in the second half, other than the opening drive when they scored, they have really struggled, especially throwing downfield. But I think the big difference is keeping Wyatt Brocious in the pocket. They've been keeping him from being able to scramble out, and he's done all his damage when making things happen with his legs.
Jack Catullus hasn't touched the ball yet this half. Speaking of, right on tune.
Well, he did have one catch, right, to start the half, that scoring drive.
You're right.
One or two, but it's been so long since he's touched the ball. But like you said, he does catch it there, picks up 4 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd and 6 from the 35, 36-yard line. 9:47 remaining in the game. Macarena being played by the band. Snap. Brocious throws it low, and that's one you don't want to catch. You just drop it. But he makes the catch. And it'll be for a loss of about 2 or 3 on the play. That's the freshman there going to his knees to make a catch behind the line of scrimmage. That just shows, those are the things you're going to get with freshmen. You're going to live and die by talented freshmen because they don't have the experience. They're going to make those mistakes under the Friday night lights. But it could be worse as we're now at 3rd and 12. This has not been a position that Bloomsburg has thrived in tonight on 3rd and long.
4-down territory here, right?
I don't know. I would think so with 8:50 remaining, but especially how slow. I mean, they're going to have to pick up pace for sure. Brocious gets the snap. He's rolling out here to the near side, looking downfield, makes a throw, and right to the Hughesville player. Oh, and he drops it. It is dropped by number 30 for Hughesville. That is Stutzman going both ways, and he would like to have that one back as that was thrown right to him as the pressure got to Brocious.
How sore is Wyatt Brocious going to be tomorrow? 25 passing attempts.
And I think
bunch of tackles.
I mean, I'm going to give credit to Hughesville's defense trying to contain him, not letting him run out around the edge. But I also think we got some fatigue kicking in.
Yep.
Kid's been going both ways, been involved in everything. Just might not have the legs he had earlier. Punt is good. Nice bounce. It's going to go out of bounds. 35-yard line of Hughesville is where the Spartans will take over, as they're holding a nice 13-point lead here. And now, Nate, this is it. With the clock under about 8:29 remaining in the game, Bloomsburg cannot afford to give up any points and almost can't afford to allow this to go multiple plays, and eat up clock. The clock is not Bloomsburg's friend right now.
Both of us enjoy a good sports wager. Do we think anyone scores in this game again?
Yes, I do. I'm waiting for a defensive touchdown from Bloomsburg.
I like that.
And they're going to need something like that to get a win here tonight at home. Toss out to Ferrigno. He's got the blocker. We do have a flag. Which I think is going to end up being on Bloomsburg. It might be a late hit.
No, that was definitely a hold. That kid had the Bloom kid by both shoulder pads full of jersey.
Well, he hurt himself then because the Hughesville player is down.
I would be shocked if they called that on Bloomsburg. I watched that whole thing play out.
Well, as they're attending to the injured player, still haven't gotten a call from an official yet. He slowly, just like the game, picks up his flag. I believe that's McNamara, the head official tonight. And still no call. we're just going to stare at the injured player and keep the rest of us in suspense. See, right now they should be making the call because it's a free timeout for both teams. I mean, neither team can really decide what they're going to do until they know down and distance. Did you see any call on the penalty yet? I feel like we're at a gender reveal.
Coach Fry is back there saying that they called a hold.
What does he know?
Ball.
I mean, that's what I assume it is anyway. So if he did see that, that'll add 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which looks like it might be 5 yards in the backfield. So ultimately it could be about a 15-yard penalty. As the Hughesville player is able to get up, he's walking off the field on his own power. That's great. So here we go, as everyone is backing up for Hughesville. So instead of 1st and 10 after the penalty, it's now going to be 1st and 20. That's a good defensive start. I would be blown away if we see any throws here in this drive. Out of shotgun, rolling out. I think it's a design QB keeper. It is. And honestly, if the wide receiver would have kept his block there, that would have been helpful. But he let go, and the cornerback able to make the tackle there.
Who is Milton's rival?
Warrior Run. Yep, I think that's be their biggest. I also think Lewisburg is considered somewhat of a rival for them as well. But Warrior Run used to be the Tomato Bowl every year. But next week is the Tomato Bowl. I think it's next week, and it's Mount Carmel. So that's changed up a little bit.
How does that work?
I don't know. I don't have the credentials.
Oh.
So 2nd down and 18. Quick pass. And it's caught after a gain of 8-9 on the play. Going to make it much more probable of a 3rd down conversion with that play there, as they will pick up 9 yards and make it a 3rd and 9.
Honestly, 3rd down has really been the tail of this game. Bloom has not been good on 3rd down, and Hughesville's been extremely efficient on 3rd down, picking up 1st downs.
Yes, except for the last 2 possessions, though. They absolutely have tightened it up the last 2 ones. But you're right, the entire game, Hughesville has made big plays on 3rd down. They're dropping back. Ooh, got hit as he threw. It's going to be well short, so the Bloomsburg defense, 3 possessions in a row, are able to get the job done, not eat up too much clock. And there on 3rd down, incomplete pass stops the clock. So 6:49 on the board. And after this punt, there should be decent field position, although the bad punts tonight have worked out pretty good with the bounces and not allowing any return. So you almost hope there's just actually a decent punt for Bloomsburg here so they can get an opportunity at a return, as they have 2 guys back, one of them being Rosini and the other one is 28, Whedon. This is an opportunity here for Bloomsburg. Special teams are out there. Find another way to score outside of your offense, which is definitely struggling here late in the 3rd quarter and early in the 4th quarter. So maybe you can spark something, get some energy back in these bodies of these younger classmen here for Bloomsburg, that a lot of them are going both ways in a very tough battle tonight. Boy, this would spark them. Even just a good return here, something positive, a little bit of energy would definitely help this Bloomsburg offense. Somebody took a timeout there. I believe it's Hughesville. Hughesville used up their last timeout. So they're not valuing timeouts, I guess, because they're up 13 late in the 4th, or midway through the 4th quarter.
like to see Bloom score here and make that extra point block interesting.
Well, yeah. I mean, Bloomsburg, down 2 scores, but 2 touchdowns with 2 PATs gives them the lead. So wouldn't that be something?
That would be insane.
Pull out a thriller and win it by 1. But first, they're going to need a good punt return here. Snap is good. No pressure. Kicker has all day. Not a good kick, but it's probably going to work out into their advantage. Get out of the way. Yep. It's ideal. These bad punts tonight, if you can't return them, they don't get to the kicker. But, boy, they're taking the right bounce for each punting team. So Bloomsburg's going to get the ball. The Hughesville 31-yard lines. They got 69 yards in front of them with 6 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the game. Now this is must score.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to get points on here.
Well, they started the game, opening drive of the game, went down and scored. Bloomsburg, that is. And they started the second half with their first possession and scored.
How much do you think that comes into play that they probably scripted both of those possessions you talked about earlier?
And they were able to practice that script. I think right now it's a matter of, can Wyatt Brocious find some energy here? Thrown out of the pocket, nice pass out to the flat. Is able to complete to, I believe, number 32, Fry, the freshman, getting his start tonight. Good gain. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 7. And he was able to get out of bounds, so the clock is stopped. Snap. Back is Brocious. He's throwing deep, got the size advantage, and it's caught. Beautiful catch there. Number 83, Gabe Doobie Brothers.
Hey, made a nice play. Ball was thrown inside. He was running on the outside of the sideline. Came back towards the ball. Probably got grabbed a little. Made a nice adjustment and a good grab after dropping a touchdown earlier.
Yeah, much needed big play. Give a spark to this Bloomsburg offense as Brocious has gotten 2 straight completions here on this drive. The big one there, the Doobie. And they're now marching in Hughesville territory. 1st down and 10. Another quick pass right across the middle. Wide open man. He's going to split this. Oh, and he's just tackled. Tackled by his shoelace. Was no other than number 11, Catulus. Big game tonight for him. Quick to the line. Under center, QB keeper, nothing going there. Stopped in his tracks is Brocious. Hughesville defense tightens things up there. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line.
And that takes Jack Catulus over 100 yards.
Not surprising seeing all the catches he's made tonight. And there we go. Big mistake there. We're going to have a false start on Bloomsburg. That's going to push him back 5 yards. I will say this. Bloomsburg, when they're up at the goal line, it seems to really limit what they're able to do. Smaller field to cover for the Hughesville secondary. And it's really the only time we've seen Bloomsburg under center is when they're inside the 5. So maybe pushing them back 5 yards gives them a little more cushion to work with. Brocious is getting out around. He avoids the tackle, throws it in the corner, and it's picked off. Picked off. Hughesville, what a play. Goes up, number 1, Barlett, having a massive game tonight for Hughesville. And he might have just put the final nail in the coffin there as Brocious was under pressure, did a great job avoiding the sack, throws one up in the corner, and Hughesville's Barlett just making a play. Speak as a Bloomsburg fan right now. How do you feel?
You just feel for your guys, man. You know, as a coach, I got a lot of love for my guys, and I feel for them. You know, that would have been huge to get in there in a quick drive. And I know how much of a competitor Wyatt is, so I just feel for him.
You can see his frustration. He's been pounding his helmet a little off and on here in the second half. Handoff up the middle. Gain of about 5. will be 30. Stutzman, nice game for him tonight. Their good duo of Stutzman and Ferrigno, and even Barlett getting some carries from the wide receiver position.
Who ran that one, you said?
Stutzman. Picked up about 6 on the play.
What a football name.
Yeah.
Stutzman.
We're under 5 minutes, 4:52 remaining in the game. 26-13 lead for Hughesville. Man in motion. Hands the ball off, I believe, to Stutzman again as he's able to power forward. Pick up 3 on the play was Stutzman. So here you are, Nate. This is your game, in my opinion, right now. It's 3rd down and 1. Bloomsburg, if they can get the stop here, they have the timeouts. They could use one and then receive the punt probably somewhere around midfield. Got to get the stop first. They're not going to get it.
Here's a little food for thought and just something that the past few possessions, Wyatt Bros just hasn't played defense. How much do you think that takes him out of his rhythm?
I think he's gassed. I mean, we've seen the guy on special teams. He's running constantly from his quarterback position on offense, except here later in the game. Not as much of a scramble going on. That could be a sign of fatigue. And also, he's been involved in a lot of defensive plays and special teams. Hey, this is not a shot at him. If he's tired, rightfully so, because he's not just played. He's been running the whole time he's been playing. First down, handoff. Nothing there. Bloomsburg defense able to get a stop, maybe a pickup of 2. Clock is at 3:26, and Bloomsburg is going to take a timeout. So let's reset it here. It is 26-13, Hughesville over Bloomsburg. 3:26 remaining in the game. No timeouts for Hughesville. 2 remaining for Bloomsburg. And we are looking at a 2nd down and about 7. And really, I mean, I know the score's doubled up, but this has been a really close game. We're talking a special teams touchdown to open up to 2 scores and the punt return from Barlett. But other than that, this has been a battle. Both teams shining at moments, whether it's offense or defense, making plays, crucial times. It's just right now, Hughesville's made basically 2 more plays, 2 more big plays than Bloomsburg's been able to do tonight.
Now, if I'm Coach Kogan, obviously you want to get into the win column, and this was a game that they felt like they could. But I feel good about missing all these key pieces tonight, and then I feel good about some of the things they did, especially going into next week at Midwest.
Well, and Bloomsburg is extremely young compared to Hughesville. You look at the starters on both sides. It's a lot of juniors and seniors as Hughesville runs the ball there. He breaks some tackles, spins, still not down. And I think his 2nd and 3rd effort there might have got the first down for Hughesville. As again, glad time for Rigno showing some power, but this game has been much closer than what you're going to see the final score, even though it's right now only 13. But what the problem now for Bloomsburg is they know Hughesville's going to run,
I think
but can you stop it?
I think that fatigue is setting in. Hughesville's offensive line is bigger. They're leaning on him right now.
Older, and as we were saying, a lot of sophomores and freshmen playing for Bloomsburg and seniors and juniors for Hughesville. And just still going, refusing to go down there. Hughesville run game is looking strong here late in the game. Again, back-to-back carries now for Ferrigno. So he was able to get the first down the previous carry. That one there, he's going to set up a 2nd and 6 after a 4-yard run on first down.
I think another thing I feel good about, if I'm Coach Kogan, is there was a lot of adversity that Bloom faced in this game. They made good drives. Hughesville came right back and responded. So they showed some fight.
Well, I mean, you're 0-2, which is not the start you wanted. You've got some key injuries. You're already a young, undersized roster. I mean, I know you want the win, but there's things to build on.
No, for sure.
There's a lot of positives they're going to be able to look at. And honestly, this game has come down to a couple plays, and the turnovers have hurt Bloomsburg as they've got a handful tonight. But, I mean, for having as many turnovers as they have, this game could be blown open. But Bloomsburg's played pretty solid despite those errors. And that's why they've been able to keep it, within striking distance. But the clock is not in their favor. Only 2:36 remaining in the game. So Bloomsburg used their second timeout. Handoff goes. I think it's Stutzman on the carry this time. And again, it is. You're seeing a wear down effect because the point of contact there was maybe a yard or two past the line of scrimmage, but Stutzman able to just drag Panther defenders almost to a first down there. It's going to be third down and a very short yard. No timeout used there by Bloomsburg. They do have one remaining. This is it. If they're able to get the first down here, this will end the game. Probably won't even see the last timeout used. Toss out around the edge is 24 for Hughesville, and he's able to easily get the first down and stay in bounds, keeping the clock running. Again, that was Chase Schroeder, a freshman, 5'9", 161. His first carry of the night is the one that seals the deal. So the clock is stopped because of the first down pickup. When they set the ball, the clock will roll. Right now it's 1:49. Or did Bloomsburg use a timeout there? Nope, clock is started. Should be started. Not started, should be started. When I say clock, I'm talking play clock. Let's go.
Still not started. Still not started.
There we go. Handoff up the middle and just pushing people. It is number 23 for Hughesville as they starting to get a couple of guys in the game. That's Chase Fowler. He's a sophomore, 5'10", 160 pound, getting his first carry of the night. Able to pick up 3 on the play. So we're at 1:17 remaining. Second down and 6 from the Bloomsburg 39. Well, Nate, this is ball game, buddy. As we're about 1 minute here. Good game for a young Bloomsburg team. They showed a lot of good stuff tonight.
Yeah, like you said earlier, there's stuff to build on here. There's positives to take away from this game. I know 0-3 is not a good feeling, but definitely some positive, uplifting things to focus on in practice this week, I think.
Well, this is one of the slowest paced high school football games I have ever witnessed, and it's only getting longer as we get some laundry on the field there against Hughesville, and that's going to push them back.
District 4 officials earning that paycheck.
They are, man. They're not looking to go home. It's about making the right calls. Handoff up the middle goes number 24. He's broken a few tackles. Very close to the first down marker there.
I believe I did say that no one else was going to score in this game.
You did, but it's not over yet. Chase Schroeder, the freshman, with his second carry. Nice running backs. They got depth at running back. Hughesville. "30 seconds remaining in the game. This will be the last play of the game. Getting the carry was nice gold cleats for number 23. Again, that is a young back there, and Chase Fowler getting his second carry for the sophomore. And that's going to do it, folks, as the clock hits 0. Well, had a very exciting game, but Bloomsburg does fall short tonight at home. to Hughesville. Hughesville goes to 2-1. Bloomsburg to 0-3. Nate, very interesting, methodical, scripted game, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the game being ground and pound and played slow and try to score first and take advantage of that and hold on to the lead. But when I said that, I didn't really think it would be this slow. There were some explosive plays, but for the most part, it was just...
Well, the only hurried up play of the game was with the clock running out here at the end of the first half. And Bloomsburg rushed the line to spike it. The problem, it was fourth down, so the spike was done. That was it. Yeah, you don't get the ball back. Definitely an error mentally there for Bloomsburg, but everything was slow. Everything slow to the line of scrimmage, looking to the sideline. Definitely, I think a small playbook for Bloomsburg tonight is they didn't really throw a whole bunch of different looks. Even a lot of their passes were short underneath sideline or deep down the hashes. And you just didn't see much trickery or anything like that. They were keeping it as simple as they can. Their plan was execute what we have and see what they can come up with. And they did have a nice game, but do fall short to Hughesville.
Yep, definitely some stuff to build off. A lot of things not going in their way before the game even started. A lot of injuries.
Now I'm trying to find. You have their schedule, their upcoming schedule.
I know they play Midwest next week. That's the only one I know for sure.
Okay, yep. So we got Bloomsburg. They will be home next week against Midwest, a winnable game, as Midwest last we were checking was trailing pretty bad to Milton at Midwest, and then they will follow that with Mount Carmel. That's a tough game for this Bloomsburg team, but then a Warrior Run team that is improved this year, definitely playing better, but that is another home game for Bloomsburg. Then they go to Milton to play a pretty hot Milton team right now as they're looking at back-to-back wins. Follow with Shikellamy, Lewisburg, Central Columbia. I mean, really, outside of Mount Carmel right now on this list, and these are all games, if they can continue to improve, they could be tough battles and be competing and maybe steal a couple wins here as the season goes on.
I agree. You get some guys back healthy. You build off this week against in a game that you played hard in and did some good things. I think they could definitely string together some wins late in the season.
Well, and one thing that's nice about having so many young kids involved is your room for growth is to the moon. It's not, you have a bunch of seniors that have been in the program for 3 years and have played a lot more time and stuff. You're always going to get somewhat better, but there's more experience there. When you got these younger guys with no experience, there's a lot of errors and a lot of things to correct and a lot of room for improvement. And that's, what you can hope for right now. Not only that, they improve and also that they get healthy moving forward, and a schedule that's not completely brutal for Bloomsburg.
No.
Hughesville, on the other hand, they find their second win of the season. I'm going to try and find their schedule as well. But they get their second win of the season tonight here in Bloomsburg. And I don't know if I have their schedule.
Well, you and I both know, coaching, winning is not easy.
No, it's not easy at all. But they got it done tonight in a very tough game. Stat-wise, who sticks out to you tonight for Hughesville? Who had the big game for Hughesville?
Aiden Barlett, man, he had the big catch for 56 yards, the catch and run. Really, he was on a screen pass, had 3 catches for 91 yards and a touchdown. And then he had the big punt return touchdown. His speed was he was explosive. Both times he scored, it was like he was shot out of a cannon. Other than that, Stutzman did some nice things. Ferrigno, looking at the stats, you would have thought he would have had more yards. He had 59 yards, but he had some big chunk runs. And then for Bloom, Wyatt Brocious was all over the place. He threw it a bunch, ran it a bunch, but Jack Atulis, big game. He had 10 catches for 107 yards and a little end around for a touchdown. So that was a big game for him. Big guy didn't play football last year, so that's big. If you can, he's 3 weeks in and he's having a big game like that for you. That's good to see him trending in that direction. But other than that, offense for Bloom was pretty quiet. Gabe Doobie had 2 catches for 44 yards. That was nice to see. But other than that, there wasn't a whole lot of offense.
Well, seems like number 11s for both teams thrive tonight, and that would be Catulus for Bloomsburg and Knight for Hughesville. Both guys from their wide receiver positions did a nice job hauling in some passes and getting some yards. You know, as I step away from this, I mean, if I'm Hughesville, I think I'd get a little more passing going in the future. I thought they threw the ball real well. They were super efficient, and I don't believe they had any interceptions. So they did a very nice job throwing the ball around tonight, but obviously their game plan was to mix it up with the 3 backs, and they were able to do it and come out of here with the win, 23-16. So now we got to pick the alpha electrifying play of the game. Nate?
There's 2. I'll take the chalk one, and I'll pick the punt return by Aiden Barlett. That I kind of felt like that. Bloom was kind of staying in the game there, and that kind of took the wind out of the sails for them. So I'll go with the Aiden Barlett punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, it couldn't have come at a better time, too, for Hughesville. They were able to stretch it out, the lead, because of that. Came on special teams, so points that you don't necessarily expect or take, for granted. And I agree. That was a big play. That pretty much set the tone the rest of the way, as Bloomsburg was not able to get anything else going from that point on. So before we close out here, your final thoughts, Nate, as we finish week 3 and head into week 4.
I just want to give a little love to my guys. They played hard tonight. Just want them to keep it up, keep their heads up, and that I love them.
Well, they know, because you said hi to every single one of them as we walked in tonight, so they know you love them. But unfortunately, they do not get the win tonight as they fall 23-16 to Hughesville at home. And that is it for us, as we're going to sign off from the booth. We'll catch you next week at Milton as Mount Carmel travels to Milton.